Gina's alarm buzzes at 5 a.m. sharp. She springs out of bed, full of energy and optimism. By 5:30, she's wrapped up her morning devotional, feeling centered and grateful. She hits the gym next, powering through a solid 45-minute workout. As she towels off, she smiles to herself, "What a great start to my day." By 7:15 a.m., she's on her way to work, sipping coffee, enjoying the quiet hour. Her phone rings. It's her worship pastor. "Gina, can you lead worship this Sunday? We're in a pinch." Without pausing to think or glance at her calendar, Gina beams and says, "Of course, I'd love to." She hangs up, feeling good about helping out. Moments later, another call comes in from Sarah, a close friend from church. "Gina, I really need to talk. My husband and I had this huge fight last night." Gina's heart immediately goes out to her. "Oh, Sarah, I'm so sorry. Tell me everything." The conversation stretches on. Gina listens intently, offering empathy and advice. She glances at the clock. It's nearly 8 a.m. Work starts soon, and she's still in the car, parked now because pulling over felt like the right thing to do. Pressure builds in her chest. She's going to be late. As Sarah continues, a wave of realization hits Gina. Sunday, leading worship conflicts with her volunteer shift in kids ministry at the exact same time. And right after that, there's a teacher's staff luncheon where she promised to bring a dish for the potluck. Gina's perfect morning suddenly feels chaotic. How did she double book herself again? Why does this keep happening? What Gina is missing is healthy boundaries. You know, Gina's story is familiar to many of us, especially those who love helping others, serving in church, or simply hating to disappoint people. She's kind, empathetic, and eager to say yes. But what she's missing is boundaries. Now, boundaries has become a buzzword in recent years, thrown around in podcasts, books, therapy sessions. But what does it really mean to have healthy boundaries? At its core, boundaries are the personal rules and limits that we set for ourselves to protect our time, energy, emotions, and well-being. Think of them like a fence around your house. Everything inside the fence is your responsibility, your property, your space. You decide who gets access. When the gate opens, who comes in, and for how long. You can invite guests warmly, but you also have the right to close the gate when needed. No one else controls that for you. Boundaries aren't walls to keep everyone out. They're guidelines that help you manage what's yours while maintaining healthy relationships. Where do boundaries come from? Boundaries often develop from our upbringing, family traditions, culture norms, or rituals passed down. Some families are very open, gates always wide. Others more private, gates mostly closed. Personal experience shaped them too. A betrayal might teach you to set firmer emotional limits. Repeated burnout might push you to guard your time more carefully. Life changes create new ones. Getting married means negotiating shared space and decisions. Moving in with a roommate requires clear rules about chores or quiet hours. Even living alone for the first time helps you define what feels right in your own home. The key is that boundaries are personal. What works for one person might not for another. They're not about being selfish. They're about self-respect and sustainability. Why setting boundaries feels hard at first. For people like Gina, often called people pleasers, saying no can feel uncomfortable, even wrong. We've been conditioned to equate saying yes with being loving, faithful, or reliable. In church communities especially, service is celebrated and declining can feel like letting down God or others. But without boundaries, resentment builds. Overcommitment leads to exhaustion, mistakes, or letting people down anyway, like Gina realizing her conflict too late. Healthy boundaries actually allows us to show up better for the things we do choose. The good news? Boundary setting is a skill. It feels awkward at first, like any new habit, but it gets easier with practice. And people who respect boundaries will appreciate yours in return. Here are some practical tools and what to say. You always have the right to say no, clearly, kindly, and without endless explanations. Ambiguity leaves room for pressure, so be direct. Here are some simple, effective phrases. I'm not comfortable with this. I can't do that for you now. This isn't acceptable to me. Please don't do that. This doesn't work for me. I'm drawing the line at, not at this time. I've decided not to. I don't want to do that. You don't need to justify beyond what's comfortable. A simple no thank you or I can't commit to that is complete. Here are some practical tools. What to do. Words matter, but delivery does too. So use confident body language. Face the person directly, maintain gentle eye contact, and speak in a steady, calm tone, not whispering, which signals uncertainty, or shouting, which escalates. Now, plan ahead. Before a potential tricky conversation, pause. Check your calendar, like Gina could have. Decide your limit in advance. I'll listen for 10 minutes, and then I need to go. Rehearse what you'll say if needed. Preparation builds confidence. Be respectful. Firm doesn't mean rude. Avoid yelling, name-calling, sarcasm, or the silent treatment. Respect goes both ways. Your message lands better when delivered kindly. Consider compromise when appropriate. You never have to give in, but healthy relationships involve mutual care. Listen to the other person's needs. Maybe there's a middle ground. Imagine Gina rewinding her morning. Pastor calls. Can you lead worship Sunday? Gina pauses. Let me check my calendar. Oh, I already committed to the kids' ministry that morning. I'm sorry, I can't this time. Friend calls. Gina listens briefly, then says gently, Sarah, I care about you and I want to hear this, but I'm about to start work. Can we talk tonight, or would it be helpful if I prayed for you now? These small shifts protect Gina's time and space, reducing stress and preventing overcommitment. Now for the bigger picture. Healthy boundaries aren't selfish, they're stewardship. God gives us limited time, energy, and resources. Honoring those limits allows us to serve joyfully and sustainably without burning out. Start small. Practice one phrase this week. Notice how it feels. Over time, you'll find more freedom, less resentment, and deeper, more authentic relationships. You deserve a fence around your life with a gate you control.